Yeah, so I think there's a couple of things around mandates, around mask wearing. One is it depends very much on your transmission in your community. So I do not believe we're at the point where we need to mandate it, and I don't believe we have been there. Having said that, I do wear a mask myself, and I encourage and I recommend strongly that others do as well. When you're in those situations, particularly indoor situations where you can't reliably maintain your distance from others. So transit, we should be wearing masks. If we're going to small grocery stores where you can't always stay the distance apart from people, we should be wearing masks. And I do that, and that's the expectation we should have. There's no real benefit that we know of for wearing a mask outside if you're by yourself or if you're in a car by yourself. So those situations, it's not needed, but we should have one with us all the time so that we can wear them in those situations as they pop up. So yes, I do think it's an important layer, but it doesn't replace the other layers that we have that we know keep us safe as well. So there are circumstances where it is an additional layer that we will want to ensure people have. I'm thinking, of course, about airplanes, for example. And when we go to visit in long-term care homes, it's an extra layer because we know there'll be times when we can't maintain our safe physical distance. So there is no plan to mandate mask use here in British Columbia at this time. We may, if we end up in during the respiratory season with a surge, it may become more directive that we will require people to wear masks in some indoor situations if we start to see a lot more transmission in our communities. But we're not at that point right now. Right now, the focus needs to be on doing what we're doing, maintaining our safe physical distance, and having that extra layer of protection to protect others from us when we're in where we can't reliably maintain those physical distances. That is something that transit is expecting of people, and I expect of people. So yes, you should be wearing a mask when you're taking transit. My concern, and I've said this before, is there are some people for whom mask wearing is not a viable option because of medical issues, but primarily anybody for whom it's difficult to take it on themselves, so young children, people with disabilities, it can be very much a challenge. So mandating it makes it a challenge. I do think you should be wearing a mask if you're taking transit, particularly now, as you say, where there are more people taking transit. But we also need people who are more vulnerable, who are more likely to have severe illness. If you can't wear a mask in particular, you should look at taking off-peak times or using alternative methods. So we need to find that balance. Right now, with the levels that we have in our community, I don't believe we need to go that enforcement route with mask wearing, but I certainly wear one when I take transit, when I go into stores, and I expect others will too.